Reed reached out and I sort of got to know Blue Cranes and knew Edna was attached, and just like, I think it only took one listen to the song for me to realize like I had to figure out how to make this work.
I wanted to work with Sarah. When Reed was trying to find somebody, I told him, this is your,
The theme I kept coming back to is this idea of like growth through death, essentially.
So Tatehuari is fire, spirit, soul, just pure feeling.
I saw this early video with Edna describing the lyrics to vocalist Luz Mendoza, and she was so excited about the structure of the song. She was hammering away at this notepad, and she was all like,
the pain is the water that makes me grow. Well, it doesn't translate, of course, the same, because this is like poetical language.
In that first listen, I remember seeing a mushroom rising from the ground and a lot of sort of shadow and darkness and moisture. If we're going to do this reflective pool of water idea, we would have to pretty much go all in on that.
We spent the day before building that pool, and that was sort of a challenge in itself to figure out how to do that and how to safely get the water out of there.
Every space we found was either outrageously expensive or most of them were just a hard no on the water. I talked with Desert Island and they were like, yeah, water on the floor? Sounds good. Dancing and movement was going to be a huge part of this, and I knew Tahni and Muffie. I mean, I don't think there's anybody that would have been better for this project than the two of them.
Like when I first put on the headphones and was just listening to the song, like it was all already there.
We've been working with the way energy runs through us. We've been working with so many ways in which we get support from particular aspects of Mother Earth.
I was kind of considering like this time piece and slowing Edna's movements down and filming them in a way that would speed them up later. On the other end of that, speeding Edna's movements up, and on the other end of that, slowing them down later.
Nobody knows how high.
When Sarah first started shooting the first verse and was playing the way she was shooting it, like playing the music in reverse at like half speed or something, like I just couldn't believe it.
The edit cuts those two pieces together, and never once did we shoot anything with the song just playing forwards and in real time.
I've never edited a music video like this before. And when Sarah approached me with the project, she said something similar. And I assumed that's what drove her to conceptualize it and take it to production. Hold for sound.
Most of us, we met the day of the video.
I didn't really know what was going to happen when we showed up, and the band really didn't know what was going to happen. Like when they got there, they're like, "What is going on?"
When Muffie and Tahni taught the band their choreography, they had 10 minutes to teach the band immediately before we started rolling. And they came up with this chant that went along with it, and we kind of went through, and I think they practiced one without it, and it was kind of a big mess. And the band was like, can you ask Muffie, can you keep chanting our chant so that we know where we're at? Because without the chant, we're all lost. And Rebecca was like, oh, I remember it. Just like that, she memorized it, and then was front and center doing this chant while, you know, the dancers were all like expressing themselves. And there was a lighting cue that came in that I remember having to scream as loud as I could so that Sean could hear me for the lighting cue. You know, I know I wasn't the only one that teared up at that moment. The real trick is like, when that happens, are you capturing it in a way that expresses that same emotion?
There's something about this song that brings in more if you're feeling into it, if you're being into it, it asks more of you. It asks more of you to show up.
Everyone who lent a hand on this project had something to say creatively that kind of found its way in.
I would hope that this song will cause people to stop and just like go on a journey through the music and everything that Sarah was able to achieve visually. I think just to connect to something deeper below where we often operate in our day-to-day lives.
Everybody's surrounded by this chemistry, you know?
You know, I want the video to do justice to the music, which is extremely difficult.
It's always art that's saving us.